Hey, I hope you had a really good day. I have so much to tell you. I'm not going to tell you all at one time, but I'm going to tell you things that have come to my mind. I feel like I need to tell you how special you are. I feel like you need to know that it's going to be okay, that each day is another opportunity to do the things that you might feel that you were supposed to take care of yesterday. And when you can't do anything else, please be gentle with yourself. It's all right to make mistakes. And once the past is the past, if you need help getting over it, then let's go ahead and figure out how to help you get over it. But keep your eyes on you. It makes it a whole lot easier. And not you like you're the problem. Not you like putting yourself down. Not like you like going over and over with mind movies. Not like that. When you like, what did Spirit say about you? What is it that you're passionate about? What is it that you know your purpose is? I have so much to tell you. Man, we are going to continue to be free, getting freer. And everybody that doesn't like it, they're not supposed to be there. Let them go. If they let you go, let it go that they let you go. Be happy they let you go. I promise you'll be happy. If you're anything like me, then you may say, everybody can't be wrong. Everybody can't be off. And I'm sure you had some good moments trickled in with some other stuff. A lot of times that mixture is what helped keep you so confused, is what helped keep me so confused. Because there's just some things that don't feel good. And you may not always remember, I believe this is Maya Angelou, you may not always remember what someone said to you, but you will always remember how they made you feel. Think about it. It's really true. You will always remember how they made you feel. And so, I mean, some people can suffer through abuse and maintain it. Maybe they never had healthy examples of what love looks like. But I feel that there's still so many of us that we know what it looks like, and we didn't grow up in a household with our parents fighting and carrying on with each other. I know I didn't. So I didn't know when something wasn't supposed to be that way. I guess I would stay just hoping that, maybe I could change something or I could fix me and then it'll work. Who knows? Okay, all of that. Miss me with all of that. I just think you need to know that you are so special. Like, I'm not kidding. I mean, like, unique. Like, you see that unicorn and it's cute and the rainbows and stuff, but I really mean there are really some people right here on earth that never really felt like they were supposed to be right here. I know from a little kid, I used to, and I didn't grow up in church, but I did have a great aunt who was a Jehovah's Witness, and she gave us a children's story book. So I had an idea about him, and then my mother would send us there up until probably the age of 10. Then we started going to Great Adventures on Easter, but before that, she'd send us down the block to the church with somebody else on Easter Sunday. But I just, as a little girl, it was just something, I always felt like I was being watched. Because of the children's book, I felt like there was someone I could talk to. And pretty much that's about it. Like, seriously. Like, even when people get me, they don't get me. Even when they get me, even when they can say pleasant things, even when they can give kudos to anything that I've done in their life or any way that I've blessed them, still those same people, there will come a moment where they'll do things that's so left field and opposite of the other loving ways that they seem to care about me, that it's mind-blowing, and it could discombobulate me for a lot of years. And because it was such a weird mixture, I stayed in it. Like, if it would have been straight one thing and I'm like, no, I'm over this, yeah, I'd have been gone. And now, I'll be going, like, seriously. It's really that serious. It's not something I never heard of. It's not something that's never been prophesied over my life. But I mean, at the same time, how many people really have an anointing like Elisha in the Bible? Like, where people make fun of you because your head is bald and then she bears to come out and rip 40 kids up. Like, I know if you know about that story, you know what I'm talking about, but it really is that serious. There really are people created with purposes, such as you, that's adverse to what most people in your circle, even people that you esteem higher than you spiritually, intellectually, their mind doesn't work like yours. And it's not that yours is any better, but the perception and the wisdom, you were given that by the Creator. You were given that by God. And there's no respect of person. There's no degrees. I have degrees, but degrees don't matter. That's just a gimmick. Like, wherever you go to work, they still got to teach you something. Don't get me wrong. Maybe chemistry, biologist, you want to be a rocket scientist here, you probably really need to study some stuff. But there's just so many other positions that no matter what the piece of paper say, GED, high school diploma, we ain't got none, is multimillionaires, and they ain't even graduate. So why would you even allow the enemy to ever tell you that something that you don't have on paper, yeah, I would rather be the person he's still called to do it that is doing it because of it's their purpose or their anointing, or they're empowered to do such a thing. That's good. Credentials don't matter. Then someone that had to get all those credentials and now they got all those loans. And you teaching them how to get out of debt. Who's the dummy? Right. It's more than you can imagine. But I'm going to need you to imagine it. It's more than you can imagine it. But I'm going to need you to imagine it. It is how you will walk in it. It's how you will drive in it. It's how you will love it. It is how you come home to it. That's how you're going to manifest what has been promised. It's time. It's time for your cup to run over. It's time for you to walk in your purpose. It's time I don't even think it's time to do it afraid. I don't know where you'll meet me in this journey, so maybe this will help you get unstuck. But for some of us, it's not even time to do it afraid. It's time not to be afraid, because there was never anything to be afraid of. Never. Never. He didn't give us a spirit of fear. So though we feel the fear, I can get physically ill if I know I have to speak in front of people. Now, I don't mind writing something down, but all that extra stuff, I ain't gonna be able to do that. But I told you in a previous video, when I'm asking questions, when I'm seeking answers, eyes on me, eyes on me, eyes on me. Not what they did, who did what, not me. Right. After I get the answers, on the other side of the equation, on the other side of the equal sign, is eyes on you. Eyes on them, eyes on her, eyes on him. Yeah, but do you see that scar right there? Do you see, like, oh, I can do some teeth whitening? Do you see how big my cheeks is? Like, but what? What is all of that? I don't even know how you're noticing that, since your eyes aren't supposed to be on you when you're on the other side of the equation. It's eyes on them. So that's despite anything that you have in your mind that says you're not enough. And you're going to do it anyway, and you're going to do it right. And right is just being as honest as possible and living out loud and living live action, and not having a care in the world about someone else's opinion of you, except who made you, who gave you, who called you, who anointed you, who loves you, who wants you, who has need of what's inside of you that was put there to help others. The only one that you need to be concerned about approval. The only one. The only one. And as long as you keep showing up, and as long as you keep moving forward, thinking you're being obedient, he was not going to be disappointed in you. He might have been hurt because of what he known in the suffering that you suffered. Hiding, running, sneaking, whatevering, yeah. But he still was loving, caring, sharing, showing up, helping, blessing, right? Wasn't he? If you're like me, he was. So how much more do you think he about to do when you actually are just saying yes, yes, yes? And you know what? Not even just yes, like, yes, I guess so. I guess I'll do it. You're just not going to let up. Okay. No, but like, could you imagine? Yes, like, you pick me? Yes. Like me. It's really me. You see the people back there? Are you looking at me? Are you calling me? You saying me? You say it's my turn. You said get up. You said open my mouth. I mean me, like me with the orange. Me? Me with the eyeshadow? Sure you ain't talking about somebody else over there? I mean, I think I'm the only one in here, but except the angels. You talking to the angels? Are you really choosing me? It don't get no better than this. Imagine when that's how you feel on the inside. Like, not just, I'll do it reluctantly because you won't let me go. But the only thing you hear inside is, yeah, you. It was always you. You act so astonished. I don't know why you're so confused. I told you year after year it was always you. I sent people. I gave you dreams. I talked to you. You remember when you came to see me? Remember when we danced that dance? Remember when you prayed them prayers? It was always you. Why? Why are you so surprised? You're the only one who knew it wasn't you. And the other people that pretended it wasn't you is because they knew it was you. And they wanted you never to know that it was you. Not on that level. They couldn't even imagine. But thank God they're not God, right? Or your creator or your universe or whatever makes you happy. Thank God that's not who is responsible for giving you life. And now they get to watch. It'll be all right, though. It's more than you've ever imagined. And it's now. And it's now. I got so much to tell you. So much. Oh, I know. Did you know that forgiveness doesn't mean reconciliation? When I tell you I heard that good word around my 30s, I mean, I still stayed in some stuff I shouldn't stayed in as long as I did. But just the idea, because I used to feel like, who am I not to forgive somebody? And in my mind, you forgive and you forget. It says that God takes it and puts it in to see if forgiveness. I mean, we'd be just chopping up a whole lot of stuff. But I live like that. So I would have somebody do something again and again and again. And they said they're not going to do it again. And I believe them. But like a fool believed them. Like, they didn't make no changes. They just said words. And then they did it again. And I used to just be like, this is so strange. It never, ever dawned on me that I wasn't supposed to keep forgiving them. Even when I kept being hurt. I promise you, I'm not lying. A lot of things, but I ain't no liar. So, I'm sitting in a good old Tuesday night service. And the prophet says, as he's wrapping up the message, like, forgiveness don't mean reconciliation. You could forgive people, but it don't mean that they're supposed to be in your inner circle, in your ear, someone that you talk to every day, somebody that house you still go to. I'm telling you, except, around people, I got to quiet, and especially into that kind of setting. But on the inside, I was gagging, like real life gagging, like you shitting me, okay? You got to be shitting me. Is that the problem? Is that why that keeps happening again and again? And I keep just saying, oh, well, he say 70 times 7, 70 times 7. Well, really? I mean, don't get me wrong. It's in there. So, yeah, 70 times 7. So I'm not suggesting you don't, forgive people. But I am telling you, he does not expect you to stay wrapped to a hip and tied to the hip to a narcissist that you have in your life, no matter what their title is. Brother, sister, cousin, mother, daddy, whoever. And especially if you don't know who you are yet. When other people's voices bigger in your head than yours, that's a problem. And you gotta know that you're probably not safe with those people. And it might sound crazy, it might sound stupid, but I've been there. That's how I got out. And it was not easy. I mean, I love unconditionally. Like, yeah, you can keep on stabbing me, and I'm just thinking that leaving is not an option. Oh, yes, the hell it is an option. Not only is it an option, it's priority. I got to go. You don't have a clue of who you're dealing with. And I don't need you to. I don't need to stay and explain anything to you. That's when I tell you, you will never feel better than walking into and out of. Wait a minute. If that don't even sound right. Don't hit the spirit right. I don't like how I feel. I forgot half of what you said because I shut it out. Because once I started feeling funny, and I know that I'm not the one that brought that energy here. I don't care how much you try to convince me that it's me. Let's do this. How about you play this game with the next person that tries to tell you that you're the problem? Oh, if you would have just, it's not really you. It's not really them. It's you. Okay, so tell them this. Now that I really think about it, let's just say everything that you're saying is true about me. Yeah, everything. I ain't shit. I don't do nothing for nobody for free. I'm crazy. I'm psycho. You need therapy. You need a professional help. Whatever they say. Seriously. It might sound a little weird because I'm going to say agree with them, but I don't mean in your spirit. I mean, do your reverse psychology. Like, seriously think about it. And say to them, yeah, well, if I'm all of those things, you do understand why we should stay away from each other, right? You shouldn't let anybody abuse you the way I've been abusing you. You shouldn't let anybody talk to you the way I've been talking to you. You shouldn't let anybody hurt you the way you're telling me that I've been hurting you. You shouldn't let anybody lie to you the way you say I'm a liar. You shouldn't let anybody take from you like you say I'm a user and I don't do nothing for free when I love to give. When you have to think about something that even an enemy can't mess with you about as a good attribute, as one of your strongest characteristics, for me, my integrity and helping people. I've had conversations where God was like, does this really count? Because this feels too good. Am I really doing this to make me feel good? Or am I really doing it for the person? I really think I was doing it for the person. But I'm just telling you, sometimes it could just feel so good to be able to help people that I realize now I want to be a philanthropist. Yeah. I mean, I always knew I wanted to have money to do more for people, you know. But now I know the word now, like, or I associate it with, wait, that's the thing that you always wanted to do, which is just to see a need and don't have to, can only give so much or can only do so much, and a need might seem or feel greater. I don't want to have to solicit a no. I mean, I don't want to ever rob other people from being able to help. That's fine. But when he shows me a need, I want to be able to just be like, bam, here you go. Whatever it is, to whoever it is. When someone can be upset and speak words to you that you know is not even probably 1% even accurate, but just to make sure, because you wouldn't want to be that, and it's just in case you're so delusional you don't know you that, I always just take a survey. I can't say I'm going to be doing that in the future. A lot of that was just really still dealing with esteem and insecurities, and then listen to people. Because see, people look at you and they decide that you are how they see you, right? So if they envy you, you may not even know they envy you because you don't think you have anything to be envying. And then I wasn't raised to envy and be jealous of people. My mother always said that anything that I wanted, I could have it. All I had to do was make a plan and work for it. So from really young, like, I really felt that way, whether I ever had certain things or not. It didn't matter. It's because I didn't want them bad enough. But I certainly never wanted someone else not to have it, or did I want what they had. I'd be godly proud when I see certain things, and then I love too when they're African American. No shade to nobody else. I'd be like, yes, do that thing. So with that being said, I took a poll like, hey, such and such, do you think I ever, do anything for free? And they're like, what? Yeah, I don't have to get past the third person before people are like, what the hell are you talking about? And what I realized is someone stole something from me. They convinced themselves that I owed them something when they were the thief. And because they're off, not me, they projected and carried on. Strong, and I mean wrong. Filthy wrong. Seriously. With the conviction that they are holy and right and honest and good. And that's fine. Though I can handle that now, I choose not to. I still have too much to do. I still have too many people to come see. I still have too much to tell you guys. I still have too much to share that will matter to somebody and help change their life, and then let them further break generational curses in their family. I have no time to waste time with people that are creating curses. I came to break curses. But my point is, back to the forgiveness without reconciliation. Probably you weren't just purposed to help humanity, but of course, your family also. And depending on that dynamic, that might be now and that might be later. It depends on where you're in the journey. But what you're not to do is to sacrifice yourself for the sake of them just being blood relatives. Don't do it. Best friends don't do it. Long friends don't do it. What's going to happen to all the people that you were meant to help, that will never meet you? Because people that never wanted shit from you except to take from you or soak up your energy and make you feel bad about yourself every chance they got. How is that supposed to be okay? I'll tell you how. It's not. It's not okay. And I promise you, look at what I'm saying. Examine some relationships in your life Think about somebody might even walked away from you and then you accepted it. But then some point down the line, they mad because you don't want to change the situation. You think the situation is fine, just like it is. How the hell are they going to be mad when they threw you away like garbage and didn't think you was even worth a conversation? What planet is this? Hello? I promise you, we gonna be free, getting freer. And we can forgive, and we do not have to stay in relations with people as proof that we forgave. That's a horrible trick of the enemy that will keep you on a merry-go-round of people systematically, continuously, constantly, diligently, purposefully trying to hurt you. And I don't mean that whole be good to those that despitefully use you. Yeah, that just means like maybe if somebody's drowning, still help them out. But that don't mean like you're supposed to be on the phone with them. They supposed to still be coming to your house. Like when y'all was cool, when y'all was buddy, when y'all was hanging. No, that is not what that means. That's another misconception. And we perish from lack of knowledge. So don't reject knowledge. When someone says something that I never thought of, I mean, even if listen, I'll be like, damn, I wish I'd have known that 15 years ago. And that might seem like a no-brainer, like that would be anyone's reaction. Watch the people around you. First of all, if you're like me, if you're unique, if you're some very, very different, then you attract people that need a lot of help. And they're drawn to you. They're drawn to you because your purpose is to help people. People that have like great difficulties. You're probably a healer like me. But they don't want healing. They just kind of feel good around you, but not enough to do right by you. Right? So just enough to delay you. Don't let them do that anymore. It's too painful. Like, let that go. God is going to show you to people that are meant to see you. No more of that being misunderstood, explaining yourself, misinterpret, like just taking things for granted that people say what they really mean. And then having conversations where people is like talking. Look, if you talk to me and you don't say Andrea, that boom, 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 you really messed up. When I promise you, you wasted your whole time. If you ever been in church and you had a word and you really had something to say to me, I promise you, you wasted your whole sermon. Because my mind doesn't work like somebody would really play with God to waste the time of other people sitting in the sanctuary for a conversation they should have had on the phone with 1 or 2 or 3 or 5 people. What? My mind doesn't even... I know now that it happens, but it's still like shocking. Who that really believed anything they were saying from the pulpit would get up knowing emotionally you ain't right and you have things going on, and today is not your day. How about you have a good seat? How about you do that? Because you only hurting you. And if you ever thought you was talking to me, you really wasted your whole time. It will go all the way over my head. I get some things real quick, and maybe that's why people have the impression that I know this or I know that or something must be this. That's not true. I tell anybody that's worth something. Some things I get real slow, but let me tell you something. When I get them, you don't got to repeat them. You don't never have to repeat them. But I'm not going to pretend to have it and I don't have it. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I'm going to keep asking and try to figure it out. Now, if it's unimportant, then we're just going to leave it where it is. But if it's something that can come back up or it's going to make a difference, then I'm not going to pretend that I understand or I know when I don't. I don't care what you think. You can't judge my intelligence. Who cares? Who cares? You know what you can do. Who cares? I don't. So if I sit and I tell you a story and I'm saying, oh, Sam did such and such because I'm thinking you going to catch on because the story I'm telling is some shit you just did. but I can't directly say, I don't like what you did, Chuck. What? Clown. What a waste of your time. I'm not good at that. Now, I can go around in circles, as y'all can see in this video, but in my mind, this all ties back together. But to just talk in parables, like in the Bible, no, if you got a problem with somebody, say it. If you don't want to say it, keep your damn mouth shut. That's how I think you should do it. And another thing, be really careful. Because wherever you say it, or wherever you bring it up, that's where we going to do it. Yeah, that's where we're going to do it. So you really should mind your business, or really consider what you want to say to somebody and where you want to say it at, because you don't get to dictate their reaction, right? That's why you should seek peace and mind your business. Yeah, and stay on your side of town. Then you don't get things in that you didn't see coming, right? You can't get your feelings hurt. Can't get your feelings hurt if you're not minding your own business. Eyes on you. Put your eyes on you. Put your eyes on you. You'd be surprised how many people are saving your feelings, because on the inside, they really, really don't like knowingly hurting people or having difficult conversations or telling people things that it's not going to make a difference. It's already they already did it. To undo it in some situations might almost be impossible. But yet you're questioning somebody about something that you know nothing about. And they have information that would devastate you. You would need a therapist. Because no matter how you smiled or pretended it was okay, no, it's not okay. So you shouldn't be worrying about certain things. You should be worrying about you. Everybody should be putting their eyes on them. Your life would be better. Put your eyes on you. Take all that stuff out your eye before you try to take it out of somebody else's eye. It'll be better. Live with your decisions. We have to live with our decisions. If it's something that you can change, you change it for you. But you cannot make anybody else feel or do anything else. So if you've made decisions that involve other people and now you regret it, you just have to regret it. Let it go. Do better next time. But don't think you should have the right to force yourself on people. And don't let people force themselves on you. Create boundaries. And if you want to change them, you change them. But you don't change them because someone's manipulating you, browbeating you, trying to guilt or shame you into being back in relations with them. The hell you say? Hard pass. Hard. Don't forget, you can forgive. You can even forget. But it doesn't mean reconciliation. And it is really possible that they all, with the capital ALL, could everybody be wrong? Yep. And if you get out of your way and you do it, yeah, they'll see. They won't have no choice but to see, because that's how bright you'll be shining. But until then, I can't believe he said me. He choose me. He choose you. If you got this, then he choose you. He chose you. He's choosing you. He chose you. Yeah, he already chose you before you got here. So, now all we got to do is get together and get it done. And we can do it. We can do it together. Some things are easier together. How about that? Let's be a community. How about that? I will see you tomorrow. Hopefully, I'm working on being, disciplined. Oh, yeah, that's really important too. If you've been asking for something and it just hasn't been, you just materialized, came, manifested, whatever. This might not be the situation, but consider this. I had been asking for, motivation. All through the pandemic, motivation. And different things were happening in different areas in life and everything, but I'm just like, motivation, motivation. I still didn't feel like this little thing clicked that was my personal inside indication. Like, I was more restored to who I was always created to be, and not what I become with like 5 years of horrific grief from different deaths in my family. So one day I was watching a YouTube video, and like I walked in the kitchen to start preparing for work, and I guess it went off, and YouTube would play something out. So it wound up being, and I wish I knew the name, I really do. Whenever I do think I could figure out the podcast though, and then I could put it in the description at a later time. But anyway, he was interviewing a young African American lady or whatever, and I think she had a book, and I think she was a lawyer. And anyway, at that part, he was asking for tips, like what would people do, like, because she overcame a lot, like to believe that she could get this done and start her own firm and this, that, and the next thing. So it was amazing. And one of the things she said is you have to be disciplined. And I don't remember what she said after the discipline part, but it was like, Eureka, Eureka. Did you hear that? Girl. Oh yeah, she may have said that basically that means doing it when you don't feel like it, but you know it's what you need to do. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So, I have been praying for more than 6 months for motivation. But I was already motivated. That's why I was starting stuff and finishing nothing. What I didn't have is discipline. And I could have kept asking for motivation. It was never coming because it was already there. What I didn't have, what I needed, what I wasn't asking for was discipline. Think about it. Maybe there's something you're asking for, but it's not what you need. You already have that. It's something different that you need. Just go back and look at it. See if it applies to anything. May not. But it was, even now if I still wrestle with being disciplined, at least I know, like G.I. Joe, knowing is half the battle. At least I know that what I need to do better at, or to increase, or to be more diligent, or what's missing, or what's stopping manifesting what God promised me is my lack of discipline, not my lack of motivation. I am motivated. And I'm getting more motivated, especially when I'm on the other side of the equation now, which is eyes on you. Eyes on you. So no fallacies, no insecurities, no all the other stuff. None of that matters. When I'm on this side of the equation, it's all about you. I'm excited. I am really excited. We're going to do really big things. Just wait.